Welcome to WHHI News. I'm Allie McNair, and here's a look at your headlines. On Wednesday morning, there were reports of an active shooter at multiple high schools across South Carolina. Beaufort High School was among those schools. The calls were later identified as a hoax fueled by a TikTok challenge. The FBI office in Columbia says similar incidents have occurred across the country and that it's working with local, state, and federal law enforcement officials to investigate. Meanwhile, the FBI asked the public to, quote, remain vigilant and report any and all suspicious activity and/or individuals to law enforcement immediately, end quote. Well, two Clemson football defensive backs are being sued by a U.S. postal worker in civil court. The suit filed on Wednesday alleges that Malcolm Green and Fred Davis II were racing their cars and driving recklessly when they struck a mail delivery truck driven by Karen Alvarez in 2021. In the complaint, Alvarez says Davis was traveling at 115 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone when he hit the brakes and struck the postal worker's vehicle. According to the lawsuit, Alvarez sustained serious, severe, permanent injuries. In 2022, Davis has played in 5 games and started 4 at cornerback for the Tigers. Green, a junior defensive back, has played in 3 games and started 1 this year. Green has missed Clemson's last 2 games with an undisclosed injury. Well, a classroom with less students is beneficial to learning. And according to a recent Beaufort County School District report, its average class sizes are smaller than the national and state averages. The National Education and Policy Center says class size is an important determinant of student outcomes, and increasing class size harms student outcomes, while smaller class sizes result in higher levels of student engagement, increased time on task, and a better opportunity for teachers to tailor their instruction to individual students. Well, 2 South Carolina cities have been named to the top 10 best small city list of Condé Nast Traveler magazine. Charleston came in at number 1 for the 11th year in a row, and Greenville came in at number 6 for the 2nd time. The magazine recognized Charleston for its restaurants, festivals, beautiful historic homes, cobblestone streets, and waterfront views. Greenville was cited as a favorite for foodies who are looking for farm-to-table restaurants. And for those of us in the Lowcountry who cross our state border to visit Savannah, well, Savannah came in ranked at number 5. Well, if you're yearning for a fried moon pie, or maybe you've never tried one but would like to, you'll be able to do just that at the South Carolina State Fair, which kicks off next week in Columbia. The fair is the Palmetto State's largest annual event and begins October 12th at the State Fairgrounds and runs through October 23rd. This will be the 153rd year for the fair, which features rides, a midway arts and crafts, agriculture, and competitive exhibits. A Midlands woman who stopped at a convenience store on her day off to buy a lottery scratch game ticket is awfully glad that she did. According to South Carolina education lottery officials, the woman won a prize of $200,000 in a scratch-off game. The woman's name has not been released because South Carolina is one of 8 states that allows lottery winners to remain anonymous. Lottery officials say the odds of winning that top prize in the $5 payday bonus play game are 1 in 900,000. For details on these stories and more, check on the news sources on your screen. Also, be sure to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you have a story idea, email us at news@WHHITV.com. And now it's time to take a look at sports, and who better to ask us to help out with that than Justin Jarrett. Justin?
Hey there, it's time for Last Night in the Loco on WHHI, powered by LocoSports.com. And it's time to crown the High School Football Player of the Week for Week 6. We've had an impressive array of candidates every week, but this ballot was extra loaded. So much so that all 4 of our media panelists threw their vote to a different player. 1 each for the dynamic Bluffton duo of star receiver Jalen Linder and heroic backup quarterback Trace Hilleman, who led an incredible rally in an overtime classic in the Bridge Bowl. Plus 1 for Battery Creek workhorse back Jeremiah McEachin and his yeoman-like effort in a key region win over North Charleston, as well as 1 for the 2-time defending Player of the Week, the unstoppable Casey Fields. So with everyone tied at 1, that put all the power in your hands, Loco sports fans, and nearly 30% of you said King Casey did too much to lose his crown. That's right, with the fan vote putting him over the top, Casey Fields is your Loco Player of the Week for the third straight week after he rushed for 271 yards and 4 more touchdowns in a 34-14 win over Philip Simmons to open region play. That gives Fields 774 rushing yards and 11 TDs during his incredible 3-game run since moving to the backfield. We'll see if anyone steps up to take the throne in Week 7. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Thanks, Justin. When we come back, we're going to take a lot of pain out of you filling up your gas tank. And that's because next time you do it, you could do it to help out a good cause. We'll tell you all about it. Stay right there.